and welcome to Grooving and Giving in Retirement. I am Radhika, and thank you so much for sharing your time with me today. So, today we're talking about giving in retirement. This channel discusses living our best life in retirement or early retirement. I retired when I was 49 and a half from my really nice career. I love my career, but I wanted to leave my job and focus on my passion project, A Childhood for Children, a not for profit that I founded in 2012. But the backstory of that was my $10 story. And in a previous video, I talked about how a client of mine, Jim, gave me $10. This very $10, and he sent me this very letter and said, go do something good in the world because my buddy is writing a book called Looking for Goodwill. Now, in that video, I talked about, gee, I didn't know what I was going to do with that $10, but I found a way to put it to good use. And that was in 2004. Fast forward, fast forward, fast forward. 2008, I'm now sort of sucked into this, finding real purpose and meaning in what had happened. Go watch that video to see to know what happened. Where I ended that last video was that in 2012, 8 years after I visited an orphanage in Bangalore, India, I started A Childhood for Children, a volunteer-based not-for-profit whose mission is to fulfill the basic needs of impoverished and underserved children, and where 100% of the contribution we receive from you all, from everybody else, directly benefits the children, serves the children, buys things for the children. How? Because I put my money where my mouth was, and I put my own money into the organization. And then the employer I was working with at the time matched my donations into my not for profit. Now, I had no idea how I was going to pull all of this off. I had a corporate career. And I was working 60 plus hours a week. For anybody who's in a corporate career, you know, you're putting in a ton of hours. And I was climbing the corporate ladder, I guess. And of course, then, I tell people about my idea and they'd be like, I don't think this makes sense. Like, your mission's all wrong. How are you going to pull it off? It's a bad idea. It's a doomed to fail mission. Let somebody else handle it. Like, how are you going to do it? There's just so many naysayers. And I'm going to tell you, there was this one guy, I'm not going to reveal who it is, but he had founded his own organization. And he was so condescending to me when I told him what I was trying to do. He basically just dismissed me. And honestly, I thought, wow, what a horrible person. But the more people told me I couldn't do it, the more I felt I could and that I should. And now I just want to hold off and let you know. I don't want to make it sound like I did it all. I had so much support from my family, my husband, my friends. So many of my colleagues were like, "Yeah, here's the way to do it." There were complications. Look, the tax law in the United States is very complicated. So I had so many people helping me. Now, my background, I think I have mentioned, I am a CPA, and my background is tax. But not-for-profit tax was not my background. So I had a lot of people and my colleagues around me who helped me. I had a lot of support. So again, everybody wanted to learn more about my $10 passion project and help me out. Now, Helen Keller is one of my heroes, by the way. She said very wonderfully, alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much. And that's what I leaned on. I leaned on this community of people and this spirit of togetherness. My friend KK, who was helping me, so many other people who were willing to stand with me. Um, and because of that spirit of togetherness, I can report that at the end of 2024, I'm shooting this video in January 2025. So since 2012, since I founded the organization, we have completed almost 300 projects. We've served almost 40,000 children in 16 countries, providing over 100,000 pounds of food and baby formula. We've provided over 250,000 diapers. We've provided over 31,000 hygiene kits, and that includes toothbrush, toothpaste, soap, deodorant, sanitary pads. Oh, sanitary pads, such a big pet peeve of mine. We have provided over 60,000 school supplies, textbooks, school bags, shoes, sweaters, and much, much, much more. And all with the support of like-minded people who wanted to see that their time and their money be put to some good use. That's all it is. It's just a collection of like-minded people doing something good in the world. Now, during the pandemic, I didn't know how we were going to do our projects. Um, Things were shutting down. I didn't even know if we were going to be able to get donations to do our projects, but I knew the need was going to be immense, right? I think everybody knew that. Once again, our supporters and our volunteers, they were like, yeah, we can do this. We got this. So like everyone else, we got on Zoom, we did WhatsApp, and we kept in touch with our collaborating organizations and our vendors to make sure we could do this. And so we were able to get like masks and food and a lot of other supplies to children in places before cities started to shut down. It was very disheartening to me that our vendor, our dearest vendor in Jaipur, India, Mr. Kailash Gupta, actually he contracted COVID and he passed away during the pandemic, and that was just really heartbreaking for us. But we're really fortunate that his son carries on the business and carries on the name, and could not be happier for Pratik to be our partner in Jaipur. So I really hated not being able to travel, right, to go see the children, but priority was making sure that the children got what they needed. And mission accomplished for almost all the projects we had planned for. Um, Not only did we accomplish 95% of our planned projects, but we also expanded our outreach in Orlando, Florida, where I live. And we started to provide diapers, to collaborate with organizations to provide diapers to children in our communities. Diapers is one of those things. I don't know if you guys knew this, but diapers is one of those things that it's not really supported through any government program. And so there can be a huge gap for diapers. And so we started providing diapers, and we didn't just provide like a sleeve of diapers. We provided a box of diapers, collaborating with other organizations in Orlando, where they had people registered for their different programs. And so we collaborated with them using their network and their infrastructure for efficiency. And we provided a month's worth of diapers so that there wasn't going to be diaper insecurity in like a matter of a week. And by the way, we still continue those programs to today. So that year we served 3,600 children in our community. In 2024, we served thousands of children. And in 2025, we have budgeted again to serve I want to say over 5,400 children in our community, in our local community, and in our global community. How do we do this? I get this question all the time. How are you able to have such a large impact? The way we're able to have a large impact is because we collaborate with other organizations who are on the ground, boots on the ground. And we try to get people in those communities to kind of help us through a network of friends and relatives, people who know people who want to do good in the world, people who are traveling. So we have two strategies: recurring projects and travel with a purpose. So people who travel want to take a few days out of their time to do something good in that part of the world that they're traveling to. So we coordinate with them. We go find organizations, grassroots organizations, where we can go, where travelers can go spend a day with the children, take much needed supplies that the children need. And that really allows our supporters to do some good in the world. In fact, so many people have done this. People have done this in Nairobi, Kenya. And I've never been to Nairobi, but we've had two separate groups of people who traveled to Nairobi for safari, and their entire family went and did something good in the world with orphaned children in Nairobi. In the world. And now in 2021, I made a big decision. I decided to put all my energy into my passion project. And I said goodbye to my 23-year-long PAX career to be a full-time volunteer for a Childhood for Children. That same year, in 2021, so this is still during the pandemic, my husband and I summited Mount Kilimanjaro. And we used that trek to raise money for the children. And as if one brutal, treacherous, difficult hike slash fundraiser was not enough, we did it again in 2022, where we trekked to Everest Base Camp in Nepal, again, to raise money for the children. Now, I was raising money for the children. And guys, I would say both these hikes were brutal. I had never trekked, like done multiple day treks. I had never like gone camping and been like in one of those igloo tents. Never done any of that. So here I am, 8 days and no shower, no anything. But you know what kept me going? That I was raising money for the kids. Now there are two things I learned from these treks. One, mind over matter, one foot in front of the other, like one foot in front of the other. Mind over matter. The second is the more you suffer, the more you're going to suffer, the more people are willing to give towards your fundraiser. And we did. We raised a lot of money for the children. So thank you to everyone who sponsored us, gave us money. I mean, you are rock stars. Now, I'm not really suggesting that, everybody should do this. In fact, I'm going to tell you guys, operating a not-for-profit really does require a lot of paperwork. There's a lot of tracking. Now, I'm not asking you to start your own not-for-profit, quit your job, climb a mountain. I'm not suggesting any of that. Like, you've got to decide for yourself what you want to do. But what I am suggesting, or what I am asking, is that you envision your $10 story, right? We all think $10 is nothing, but I'm asking you to think about your $10 story. And then just sit with the words of John Lewis. These words really sat true with me. If not us, then who? If not now, then when? See, I truly believe that one person can make a difference. And sometimes all it takes is $10 to find your purpose. I'm just asking that you allow something seemingly small, like $10, to make that big difference for you. Something that can change the entire course of your life. Something that can become your passion project. Something that can have an impact in the world. This is the reason I left my 23-year career to focus on my passion project. And I'm so grateful to all our volunteers, all our supporters who continue to be with us. So thank you for that. Thank you all for sharing your time with me. This is Grooving and Giving in Retirement, where we talk about living our best life in retirement or early retirement, and the glue that holds it all together, financial freedom. Thank you again. and have a great day. Namaste.